Yahawashi Shalom.
Shalom.
With brothers from the Peter's camp. That being said, we'll give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Bahasham, qadash, man. Hey, double honor to you. That was a great millstone and peace and salutation to you brothers out there doing his work in true sincerity, man. And we're just going to get into the scriptures, man, or what the Spirit will lead us into, open forum type deal, man. And we're going to start off with these 2/3, man, getting 2/3, man, because, some celebrities that we really don't want to mention and give shine to, they're on the media right now talking all kinds of sellout shit, man. But that just shows you the spirit of these 2/3 out here, man. That just shows the spirit of the majority of 2/3 and these sellouts to Esau, man, because the majority of you Jakes are Esau lovers, man. You follow the heathen, man, but the scripture says to envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. But that's exactly what you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans do. But the scripture says that you're going to do that path, man. You're going to walk that path. That you're going to love your oppressor, man.
I got scripture, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah 30, all right? And Isaiah 30 says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahawah, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit." Right? Like the brother's saying, man, the rebellious children is 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites, man. You people take a covering, man. You guys cover yourself with what? With the philosophies of America, man. With that do as thou wilt, with that America home of the free. But you're only free to do all kinds of wickedness, man. So woe, which means destruction unto the rebellious children, man. They take counsel not of Yahawashi, and that's what we see. You see it in the media, man. You got celebrities that are, they get paid big money, man. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be, leaders of our people, but what? They take counsel of Esau, of America, of Egypt, man. It says, but not of my spirit that may add sin to sin. And that's what they do. They teach our people how to sin anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? They with their music videos and their persona, what they kick, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful, you know what I'm saying? You don't emulate what you see or what you hear. It says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, right? And that's what 2/3 of our people do, man. They go down to Egypt, which is what? The scriptures tell you, Babylon, in the book of Revelation, that Babylon the Great is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And that's where we live. That's how we know that Babylon is America, man. Sodom for the homosexual activity. That's where you get that word sodomy. And Egypt for what? For bondage. That's what America is. That's what Egypt is alluding to in the scripture, man. So woe to the rebellious children, man, that go down to Egypt, man. It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, right? So I'm just gonna mention it, man. This guy Kanye West, man, he was taking a picture with the king of Pharaoh, the Pharaoh of Egypt, which is who? Donald Trump, man. I like to call him Donald Dump, man.
They they call Trump the king of Babylon,
man. And then he got that, if I may say real quick, brothers, he got that, he had to make America great again, all right? But if you substitute America with Babylon, you know what I'm saying? Is Babylon the Great? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to finish this out real quick. It says, strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Going into, because what the brother brought up, that Kanye West saying that the Negroes didn't go into, that they chose to go into slavery, it's a sign that this man is completely void of knowledge, man. This is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest for me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. That's it. Kanye's the epitome of that with that comment that he said, man, that it was a choice for the children of Israel to go into slavery, man, and to be there and be slaves, man.
Brother Justin?
Yeah. This is Proverbs 1:29. It says, "For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh, they were none of my counsels, they despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of the fools shall destroy them."
Come on, man. Like the brother said, man, they're what did I say, turning their own devices? Come on, man. So what are the devices that you guys follow, man? You follow the devices of wickedness. And who was the inventor of every evil imagination upon the face of the earth, man? That's Esau, the so-called white man. For example. Go ahead, brother.
Malachi 1:4. Malachi 1:4 says, whereas Edom said, we are in progress, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Yahawah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahweh had an indignation forever.
Okay, so there's another indication of who the wicked of the earth are, man. It's your so-called whites, because you Edomites, man. You know, and the scripture says the Most High can throw down your society, man. And we can see that happening on a daily basis. You know, Esau's school systems are really in shambles. You know, you got teachers that they don't know when they're going to return to work. And that's the beginning of the decline of society, man.
That's right.
You know, because you're taking the infrastructure of your so-called America is little by little getting torn down, man, by the spirit and power of bahasham, Yahawashi, to let you know that Esau's kingdom is finished, man. That's my brother.
Brother. Hey, you know what? And going back to what the brother talks about mentioned, man. You know, Edom being the border of wickedness, but you got what? You got our people want to take selfies with "Make America Great Again" hats on, man. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord is gonna, it's been written, it's prophecy, the Lord's gonna destroy this place. All right, so I got this. This is the book of Jeremiah 2:14. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" Right? Is Israel a servant, man? Israel being what? Israel is the people of Yahawashi. All right. So is he a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Was Israel meant to be a slave, man? He wasn't made to be a slave, man. But you got 2/3 of our people. You know what I mean? It don't matter how much they got. They're just rich junkies, man. They're just rich. They're just common people with money, man. You know what I'm saying? That are vain. But is Israel a slave? Was Israel created to be a slave? Israel's not a slave, man. You know, the scriptures tell us that we're the greatest people on the earth, man. I got this real quick, brothers. This is Baruch 4:6. You were sold to the nations, right? Because you know we're in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel, and we're children of the slave trade, man. We're in slavery. So you got people saying that 400 years, after 400 years, that we're free. And we're slaves by choice now because what? We don't go to school, because we don't have good jobs, because we don't have education. That's all philosophy of the so-called white man. You follow the true scriptures, man, and you'll know the reason why we went into slavery. You'll know the purpose of life and the whole duty of man. This is a Baruch 4:6. It says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies," right? So the enemies are who? Are the so-called white men. So we don't have no business taking selfies or wanting to make, Babylon the Great good again. You know what I'm saying? It says, "For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you."
John, and all that selfish shit, that's all fucking like vanity anyways, man. That's my brother.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 52:1. It says, "Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, this holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee uncircumcised, the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money."
Khan, let's speak on it, brother.
Like the brother was saying, man, the riches that our people have sold out for, and it's just not just for the Negroes, man. The Native Americans had their treaties to get such and such portions of food and shit. You're still getting the same exact portions, but the nation has grown. So you're distributing fucking starvation. That's all it is. And then you have the Hispanic tribes. The little bit that you have isn't enough, man. Like the scriptures say, he that earned wages put into a bag with holes, man. Our people are full out oppressed on every angle here, man. So you sold yourself for nothing. Everything that you have and everything that you believe in this world is for nothing, man, because you never have enough.
And hey, man, like the brother said, man, you motherfuckers are still in slavery, but you just don't know it. Because you worked all these fucking hours for what, man? For someone that's gonna decay. The beauty of decay is, bro. Because, because of what you're doing, man. You thinking that you're trying to build a future here, but the scripture said there's no future to be built in Babylon, man. And the book of Micah said this is not a rest, man. So no matter how hard you try to build yourself a little situation or a little a future here, it's not going to happen, man. The scripture say it ain't, man. Listen, brother.
This is Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, with which thou shalt not know. That's pretty much 2/3 of Israel, man. They trust in their wickedness. They believe that the Most High don't see the wickedness that they're committing, man. You know that they think they could live their day to day on that motto on YOLO. You know, you only live once. When in reality that's not true, man. Every action you do, it's like every idle word that you give, you should give account for in the day of judgment, man. And this is to back it up, man. This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who sees us and who knows us? And don't you know, man, that the Most High has angels that go to him every day to give account of every action that you commit in this world, man? Your actions, you're gonna be hold accountable to everything you've done in this world, man.
Like you don't say that are 10 times better than the sun. Hey, so there's no hiding, man, from what the Lord sees, man. You can't hide your wickedness, man. You 2/3 can't hide your wickedness from the Lord, man. You got something?
Yeah, I got big on these 2/3, man, saying that he's took on Kanye that said he's blaspheming in the Savior's choice, right? Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men, they lay wait, as he that setteth snares, they set a trap, they catch men.
So hey, that so-called fucking celebrity Kanye, he's setting up a snare for our people because he's giving the delusion that we can be friends with the so-called fucking white man. The scripture say what? Trust not that enemy, man. So he's setting up a snare and a trap for him, man. Hey, so these fucking others sell out 2/3. They're gonna say, well, yeah, or maybe we can all be friends. He's talking that fucking we're all human race fucking bullshit. When the scriptures clearly speak of division, and the scriptures clearly speak of the Most High having a chosen set of people, and even a chosen will send that chosen. So he set up a snare and a trap for his people, man. And the Most High is gonna make him pay for that shit, man. Doesn't brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms 94. I'm gonna start at 8. Understand ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise? It says, he that planteth the ear shall he not hear, and he that formed the eye shall he not see, he that chastised the heathen shall not he correct, he that teacheth man knowledge shall not he know, Yahawah knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
God, like the brother was saying, the selfies and all that shit, hey, that's all vanity, man. These celebrities, they're all for vanity, so they're all wicked men. So why would anybody want to follow these so-called fucking celebrities? So that's just showing you the simple-mindedness of you fucking 2/3 of you so-called Black and Jews and Native Americans. You're that fucking simple, man. To put your trust, to idolize these fucking fake-ass fucking people, man. These fucking Kanye Wests and these motherfucking whatever celebrities out there, these fucking Lil Waynes and they're just a bunch of fucking faggots, man. That's been proven already. What's up, brother?
I got something. This is the book of Proverbs 30, and I'm going to start at 7. It says, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. See, and that's the thing, man. That's a damn lie, man, that we're all one people. That's a goddamn lie that money is happiness, man. And it's a goddamn lie that, America's going to be made great again, man. You know what I'm saying? So, us men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? We don't want the things of this life, man. The scriptures say that, we seek another, what is it, another place where dwell the righteousness, roughly paraphrasing, man. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, man. And that food, that's twofold, man. It's speaking about the scriptural food every day, and it also speaks about food that you eat, man, because of course you need food to eat. All right, so but we desire what? Food that is for the spirit, spiritual food, and also food to live. So we don't need, riches, man. We don't need to be poor either. Hey, we just, our daily bread, man. It says, lest I be full and deny thee, right? And with 2/3 of our people, man, they get a little bit of money. Celebrities, man, they're all decked out with diamonds, man, and they're ungodly. They forgot about the Lord. They want to put on their album cover, first and foremost, I want to thank the Lord. Or they receive an award at the Grammys or at the music award, whatever the case may be, and they say, I just want to thank the Lord, but their works, they deny the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying?
They worship what they don't know, huh? So they don't even know what Lord they worship. They worship Esau's God. They worship the God that Esau gave unto them, man.
It says, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is Yahawah? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of the Most High in vain. That's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You got all that money, you deny the Lord, and you turn to what? To stealing. You deny the ways of the Lord, man. And that's what our people do. So you got to be convenient. You got to be happy with what the Lord gives you on a day-to-day basis, man.
That's a good.
I wanted to mention the scripture too that like the brother was bringing out earlier. The scriptures tell you, God damn it. Oh, left my head. It's a beautiful scripture too. I wouldn't feel to it, man. Oh well, man. This is Sirach 13 and 16. All flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship hath a wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? So, like the brother was saying, it's a lie that all people are the same, and we're not, man. The Lord divided all the nations. He divided every nation. He divided the house of Israel away from all the people. He said, in the land of Egypt, this day shall you know that the Most High has put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel, man. So we're not the same people. We're never going to be the same people. We're never going to get along. The scriptures tell you Esau has a perpetual hatred for the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. He doesn't love you, man. And Negroes that come against that, they're going to die by the sword with their enemy, man.
John, and that fucking division of nation, and that goes way back to the Tower of Babylon, man. We divided the tongues. So the Lord is about division, man. The Lord is about different tribes and different people. That's all started. That also started in the womb was we saw in Jacob, man. There were two people, two different manner of people. And so that division started right there. So you can't say that the Lord's about unity and one love and all this other bullshit they're trying to say. Hey, the Lord is about division, man. It's been proven through the scriptures.
Just to back up with the brother, you see what the Most High thinks about these other nations, man. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So these other nations ain't shit, man. The Most High don't like them. They just have them here to serve that servitude, and when we come back into power, it's for them to be our slaves, man. So that ain't equal, man. A slave ain't equal to a prince of power,
I got a piece of it. This is Leviticus 20 and 26. And you shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from the other people, that you should be mine. So it's telling you right there, man, that Israel is the Lord's, man. And severed means exactly what it means. It means to sever, means to cut off, to be separate. And holy means to be set apart, dedicated to the Heavenly Father. So that's what the purpose of Israel is, as opposed to having money and just trying to have fame and all that.
I remember the scripture I was going to say, like the brother said, these niggas in the world that sold their soul for riches and are rich in this world, it said, what profit had a man if he gained the world to lose his soul?
And that's these so-called celebrities out here, man. They gained the world of riches and fame and what worldly fucking carnal fucking power, but they lost their goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? You know, you just, all you gotta do is listen to it speaking, and you can tell they lost their motherfucking mind, you know? I got this real quick, this Ezekiel, 2 and 3, it said unto me, son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, which you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, to a rebellious nation. And so the Most High is describing you 2/3, you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're a rebellious nation, man. You know, that's the description the Lord gave you. Okay? To a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. So this very day, today. So the way that you 2/3 are rebelling against the Most High right now, you were doing that back in the ancient days, man. And that same spirit was in you because we are our fathers reincarnated, man. You know, I'm gonna keep on going. It says, well, they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus says the Lord, thy power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them. That's talking about the men of the Lord, man. The men you see standing out on the highways and byways with those garments on, with those funny apparel on, man. The one that you like to scoff at, the one that you like to point fingers at, man. The one that like to think that we're ignorant and that we ain't got the truth, man. But these are the prophets of the Lord that the Most High sent out, man. And these are the prophets that the Most High sent out to warn you of your destruction. You know, that's something. You don't got
Yeah, I
that?
got something.
Okay.
You know, because in this society, especially these 2/3 of Jake, man, they uphold wickedness, man. They love wickedness, you know, and everything that has to do with the Lord, they pretty much count it as unprofitable, you know, when in reality, man, serving the Lord is the most profitable job you could ever have in your whole life, man. This is Malachi 3 and 3 and 14, Malachi 3 and 14. Ye have said, it is vain to serve the Most High, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. Hey man, because in this world, man, the wickeder you are, the more passes you get, man. Your reverence if you do wickedness, man. If you're fucking other dudes, women, that's something that Jake's heavily into, man. Hey, you go where you're homeless and you tell me, yeah, I hit that. Hey man, hey, you get props by these dudes, man. But when it goes against the Most High's, against the Most High's laws, man, and it reads on, and it says also, what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances, man? Keeping the ordinances of the Most High keeps you lively, man. You know, you're following the dietary law, man, eating what's not good, it'll keep you healthy, man. So that alone is a profit, you know?
You're going back to this. Proverbs 17:15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even both are abomination to Yahweh.
Shit, that's talking about you 2/3, man. You Esau lovers, man. You know, that's another name for you 2/3. You Esau lovers, you Edomite lovers. You're white man lovers, man. Because you're in love with what Esau gives you. Your daddy Esau, because he gives you all your creature comforts, man. You know, he gives you your fast food, your motherfucking your fake fucking jewelry, whatever the fuck you got, man. He gives you all that shit. Your holidays, you know, your fucking Easter, fucking your Christmas ham. He gives you all that shit, man. You know, he allows you to be a fucking faggot. He allows you to be an adulterer. You know, he says it's okay. All you gotta do is ask you so-called Jesus Christ to forgive you, man. Because what did it say? Say the Lord hates the sin but loves the sinner. Hey, the scripture don't say that, man. The scripture said that he hates the fucking sinner, man. You know, so what you but you don't want to listen to that because it don't make you feel comfortable because you like to hear those itchy ears of fucking people, man. You want to feel what comfortable to you, what feels right to you. But you learned that from Esau, man. And that's what he preaches in his churches, man. That's that, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs 11:21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be punished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Right, man, and hand join in hand. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 with the Edomites, you know, they're strong together in their new world order and the things they want to bring to pass. But hey, though hand join in hand, though the wicked are strong and are come together, hey, the seed of the righteous is going to be delivered, man. So it doesn't profit, you know what I'm saying, to be wicked, man. It promise to follow your power, man.
Ah, man, I got this one real quick. Hold on, lost it.
I got a quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Job 21 and 14. You know, going into these wicked people, man, these wicked either Israelites, man, especially Esau, man. This is what they think about the Most High, man. This is Job 21 and 14. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Hey, and that we're the ambassadors of Yahawashi in the earth, and that's what they tell us, man. When we're out there in the streets, they don't want to hear it, man. It's like the scriptures say, they wag their hand at us, you know. They count us as fools, man. They despise us, you know. So they're despising Yahawashi, man, ultimately. You know?
Yeah, you're going against the power, man. You know, when you go against that, hey, you're just doomed for destruction. But anyways, it doesn't matter because that's the destiny of you so-called 2/3, man. You so-called Black Latino Native Americans. I got this one real quick. This is Acts 6 and no, it's not there. This is Acts 7 and 51, and it says, "Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your father did, so do ye." So like the brother was going into right now, man. You know, and that's the majority 2/3. You don't want to listen to the truth when it's revealed unto you, man. You know, you like the scripture said, you do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your father did, so do ye. So you're just doing what they did in the ancient days, man. You know, just like adultery was big back in the ancient days, adultery is big now. You know, because it's you Jakes. You're just reincarnated, man. You're just coming back in your lot. You were probably an adulterer back then, so you're an adulterer now. You were an idolater back then, so you're an idolater now, man. You know, that's something.
This is the book of Jeremiah 2 and 13, right? So, you know, like, you know, how the brother was saying that we go out to the highways and hedges, and our job is to compel, you know what I'm saying, the hopeful elect to come in, man. You know what I'm saying, and hear this knowledge and to, you know, come out of the wickedness, man. You know, but what does our people say, man? Our people say that they will not, you know what I mean? This is Jeremiah 2 and 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters. See, that's the thing, man. When you forsake Yahawashi Yahawashi, you know, you get worldly, man. You know, and that's what our people have done. The fountain of living waters. Because the Lord gives us knowledge, man. He feeds us with knowledge. All right, living water, man. It says, and hew them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. And hey, our people are into all different types of philosophies, because this knowledge is it's likened into water. You know what I mean? You know, it's likened into a lot of things, but you know, so our people have, you know, they go into different philosophies that it doesn't hold no weight. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially believing in that, you know, that you can make it in America. That's a big philosophy, man. You know, the people are they're on a credit lifestyle. You know, when you commit sin, they're gonna pay for it later. But hey, man, hey, you know what the scriptures say, man. The Lord is not mocked. For what a man reap, man, hey, he shall sow, man. Or what a man sow, he shall reap. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 20:4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. And then I'm gonna jump down a little bit here. It says, "He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayers shall be an abomination."
Hey, so that's the spirit of you 2/3, man. Because that's what the brother was talking about. You know, forsaking the law. That's what these Christian churches teach, man. You know, so you're comfortable with that. You know, but the brother clearly brought out that the scripture's against that, man. And with that, I got this. This Jeremiah 7 and 4. It says, "Trust ye not in lying words, saying the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these." And the lying words are those of Esau, man, thinking that he had the truth, thinking that this is the temple of the Lord. That's what Esau said, that this is the temple of the Lord, this is the way the Lord had it. What the real reality is that he's contrary to the scriptures, man. He tells you to celebrate Christmas and Easter, to eat pork, you know, that you can be a goddamn adulterer and a fucking fornicator and an idolater, because that's what he has in his churches. He has this image of Caesar fucking Borgia, and Especially those Catholic churches, man. You got those statues, you motherfuckers bow down and light candles to it, you know. But you believe that he got the truth, that he got these scriptures all figured out, man. But he don't know a goddamn thing about these scriptures, man. He just he bring you out one verse, two verse, you know, and you still can't get shit out of that, you know. You understand, bro?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
So Isaiah 1:4, a sinful nation and people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away backward. Why should you be stricken anymore? Why should you? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, the whole heart faint.
The whole heart is faint, man. The whole head is sick, and the scripture says that Esau was described as wasted away as he. But you're following suit after him.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole heart's sick. You're you know. What's the part?
Verse 6. It says, from the sole of the foot even to the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
So you're wasted away like Esau. You're following just like your daddy Esau was, man. The scripture says Esau was wasted away, and so that's how you're being, man. That's how the Most High is describing you, because you're following Esau's fucking customs and fucking belief system, man. You know, that's
Okay. This is Proverbs 24:1. It says, be not thou envious against evil men. And that's what 2/3 of our people do. Because what really, you know, when they see, you know, their daddy Esau have money, what do they want to do? They want to sell out, man. They want to be with the elite. They want to rub elbows with the rich and famous of this world. So what do? They feel envy towards Esau, and then they sell out, man. You know, they forget their power, they forget where they came from, they forget being humble, their humble beginnings. You know, dudes always come out. Hey, matter of fact, you know, dudes like Kanye West, they came out first of all rapping about social issues, and then all of a sudden, they're just all vain. You know, there was a time where he wasn't even laughing. He just had a straight face all the time. It was just ridiculous, man. It's Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Hey, so the scriptures tell you, man, desire not to be with them, to evil men. And hey, Esau, the so-called white man, is an evil man. So the scriptures tell you, hey, man, don't be around them. You know, like the brother brought out early, man. What does the righteous have with the ungodly, man?
Yeah, this one. It's Psalm 73. I'm gonna start at 7, and this is talking about the wicked and the envy of them. It says, their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than the heart could wish, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression, they speak lawfully, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are running out to them. And jump down to verse 17. It says, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. Read one more. It says, surely thou didst set them in a separate place, thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation, as in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors, man. And that's talking about, you know, if you read that whole Psalms, the 73rd chapter, it's talking about who is this speaking? It's a psalm of Asaph, man. So Asaph was envious of the wicked, man. He was envious of the wicked. He was praying to the Most High, telling him, hey, you know, this is how the wicked are living, man. Look at us, we're destitute. But at the end of his prayer, man, it says, until he went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then he understood their end, man. Meaning he knew what judgment was set up for them. He knew that all these things that they have now is for the destruction, man, because they weren't following the Lord, man. And like the brother said, be not envious of the wicked, man. So you have to come into these things to understand it. And then when you understand, you're going to know, man, it's better to be lowly and be with the Lord than be proud, lifted up, have all the riches in the world, and be wicked and be destroyed with the wicked, man.
This is going with the brother's reading, man. Psalms 37 and 37. Mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Mm-hmm. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is the strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in Him. You know, so that's, you gotta trust in the Lord, man. You know, the wicked right now, they're enjoying, man. They got the good shit, you know, they got the cars, they get the women, you know, but it's not even, it doesn't compare, man, to what we're gonna get, man. So just hold fast, you know, keep the faith, man.
Come on, I got this one real quick. It's Isaiah 65:11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, the Most High, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth. Where is that truth? That's fucking Esau right there, right? And that furnish the drink offering unto that number. So what's going to happen to those of you that side with Esau, side with this white man, that make your fucking way with him, man? The scripture says, tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's in verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword. Ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. You know, and what you sided with this fucking white man. You know, and all you gotta do is look at the history of this white man. You know he is a goddamn devil, man. History proves he's a devil because all he does is rape, robbery, and murder. That's how he gained his fame. But that's what the scriptures said. His blessing was going to be the sword, man. And that sword is going to be upon you, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because he's going to come down hard with that sword upon you. He's doing it right now, man. He's killing you motherfuckers in the streets. And you would still want to say that we're equal with him? You still want to say that he can be fucking saved? You want to still say that we're fucking one race? You know? Yeah, that's bullshit, man. Go ahead, brother. That's all.
I got one. This is Jeremiah 51:33. It says, thus say Yahweh hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. You know, going into what the brother was saying, man, we're in a captivity with these devils, man. You know what I mean? So there's no reason for us to want to be like them or want to be around them, man, because, hey, they're going to be destroyed, man. I'm going to run that back real quick. It says, Jeremiah 51:33, thus say Yahweh hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Hey, that's Israel is what? You northern and you Indian tribes and Judah is what? The so-called Negroes were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. And we're captives of what? Every single nation under the earth, man. You know, and our people are still in that captive mind state. Our people don't have that Yasharallah, that Prince of Power, you know, way of thinking and way of being, man. You know, our people don't know who they are, man. Our people are totally lost and want to side and join with the white man, who is the wicked of the earth, man. There's no profit in joining with him. There's no profit in his life and in his captivity, you know, and these lies that he set up, because he covered the whole world with lies. You know, it says, and they refused to let them go, man, and we're still captives under them, man. You know, hey, celebrities, they get brainwashed, man. When they don't listen, they take them somewhere and they scramble their head, man. Who knows what they do to them, man, because they're just not the same, man.
John, I got this one. This is Romans 1:32. It says, who knoweth the judgment of Yahawah, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them, man. Hey, so how come all of a sudden, just because Esau say that being a faggot's okay, now you 2/3 think it's okay? When you grew up as little children knowing that fucking being a faggot was wrong, all of a sudden Esau say it's cool, so now you accept it, you know? But the scripture says, man, it says, who know the judgment of Yahawah, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. So you know that being a faggot and being fucking doing all this wickedness is worthy of death. But what does it say? It says, which commit such things worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So you go along with Esau's bullshit, you know? You go along with his wickedness because he said it's cool to do it now. You know, when you know that your spirit, when you were growing up with a little child, you knew that being a faggot was wrong. You know, you knew that being wicked was wrong, man. You knew that it was wrong, but just because Esau puts a stamp of fucking approval on it, all of a sudden it's acceptable. So you let your sons and your daughters become fucking faggots, man. You know, go ahead, brother.
This is Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. No, that's Esau, man. He ain't right, man. He's a demented, twisted ass bastard, man. Hey, he ain't right, man. he don't have the spirit of Yahawashi in him, first and foremost. So who can be right if you don't got Yahawashi, man? Yahawashi is what gives us the sound mind, that sound doctrine that we teach, man.
God, but like the scripture say, Esau's those vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man. So you 2/3, you're gonna get that same, like the scripture said, and you're gonna get the sword, man. So that's what's gonna happen to you.
Oh, that's the spirit, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
I got one real quick. This is Isaiah 13:15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Con, that's beautiful, man. Any brothers got something else?
Yeah, I got something, man. Because we're gonna rejoice when these fucking devils get put down, man. There's gonna be a big ass party, man, in the kingdom,
Okay.
This is Psalms 58:10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
Con, man. Good, that's something.
This is Isaiah 62 and 8. It says, right, because hey, we're at the end of this man society, man. Like the brother was bringing out earlier, man, that the school system is going down. The economy, the stores are closing out. The United States dollar is no longer being used. These kings of the earth are rising up against America. America's going down, man. The enemies of Yahawashi, man, they're all setting up. The Lord's putting his pawns everywhere. That World War III, that third war was coming, prophecy's coming to pass, man. The Lord's enemies are going to pay, man. And we're going to get back into righteousness. We're no longer going to be slaves anymore. It's Isaiah 62 and 8. The Yahweh has sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength. Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thine enemies, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine for that which thou hast labored. So, hey, everything that we have, our possessions, it's no longer going to be given to our enemies, man. That we work for. You know what I'm saying? We've been in captivity, and everything that we work for has been to benefit our enemies, man. Starting with Esau, the so-called white man, and these other nations. It says, but they that have gathered it shall eat it and praise Yahweh, and they that have brought it together shall drink it in the courts of my holiness. So in the kingdom of heaven, man, whatever we do labor for, hey, it's going to be for us, man. The scriptures tell you that, man. It says, but they that have gathered it shall eat it and praise Yahweh, and they that have brought it together shall drink it in the courts of my holiness. Go through the gates, prepare ye the way. The people cast up the highway, gather up the stones, lift up a standard for the people. Behold, Yahweh hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, as salvation cometh, behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. They shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of Yahweh, and thou shalt be called sought out, a city not forsaken, man. So we're no longer going to be forsaken by Yahawashi and the things that we have. Hey, it's going to be for us in the kingdom. We're going to eat it in the Lord's holy courts, man.
Yeah, we're going to be under the blessings of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. We're not going to be, it's going to be a trading places situation, man. The curses are going to fall upon these heathens and Esau especially, and then we're going to be on the blessing side of it now, man.
Okay, that being said, man, hope the lesson was edifying. Just want to, just tell us keep on pushing, man, as much as you can. We are in those last days, man. That one says, Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawah,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Rocket the Yahawashi,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Kal Halal Yahawah.